In this class we're going to look at motivation, or rather we're going to have a brief introduction to motivation. This is a very large topic, one which pops up in all sorts of areas in business and management education, has many theories associated with it, many perspectives, many views, and can be quite difficult in parts. However, its importance should not be overlooked. It is a very important topic. It ranges from the motivation of entrepreneurs who bring businesses into existence to motivation on the shop floor in, say, a manufacturing company. So motivation runs all the way through business. If people are motivated, the chances are the business will be more successful. If people are demotivated, the chances are the business will not be successful. So this is a very important topic, and in this particular class I'm just going to run across it very gently. I'm going to talk about perhaps I can't remember, two or three theories, again just over the top, and in subsequent videos in the series we will be getting into more detail. So for the moment it's just a general overview. So the discussion topics, well, we want to deal with three, I suppose. Who needs motivating? What is the process? And what are the main theories? Now, as I said, I'm not going to be able to deal with all of this in this particular video, but we can at least introduce and skirt around the topic. So who needs motivating? How does an individual motivate themselves and others to create and deliver a new venture? This is in the context of entrepreneurship. What is it that motivates? Is it money? Is it power? Is it social standing? Is it self-gratification, that they feel happy in themselves? I mean, what is it that drives people? Because we need entrepreneurs. In the context of this particular discussion, we need entrepreneurs to create new products. Otherwise, we won't have anything new. We'll have the same products year in and year out. We won't have progress. We won't have innovation, change, which is what we like. So, do entrepreneurs need motivation, or are they self-motivated? Big questions, big issues, and not easy to even discuss, never mind solve. But it doesn't mean we can't pose the question. We can pose the question and go away and try and research to see what experts are saying on it, what people are saying about it, to see if there is some insight into this. The motivation process, well, we can view that in steps. The motivational process is determining what or who needs motivation and what's to be accomplished. We can't motivate unless we know what or who. So we need to know where the motivating effort needs to be applied. We need to assess any problems with the motivational strategy. If motivation, let's say in the workplace, is just simply pay the workers more salary or more wages, and hopefully they will work harder, that may not be successful. If the working conditions are bad or arduous, people may take the extra money and have an extra day off work. It's pleasant not to work in a noisy, dirty environment. So more salary is not necessarily the solution. So assessing the problems with motivation it's big and it's important. And it's important to have clarity when designing a motivational scheme. Not to have distractions and not to lose focus, to concentrate on what is it that is the outcome. What is the outcome from the motivational process? What's trying to be achieved? And what sort of chances are there that the motivational forces being put into play will achieve that outcome? enormous questions and not easily solved, subject to all sorts of debates in the literature, all sorts of theories being put forward to say yes and no. But as I said, it doesn't mean that we should not pose the questions. We should pose the questions, and we should see what's the discussion about as related to these questions. Well, what does the discussion say? What does the literature say? There are many main theories. I could not possibly even list the main theories in this class. There are many, but I suppose some are more popular than others, so we'll just pick out a couple to have a look at in this class, but as I said, in later classes we'll be much more detailed. So the word motivation means behavior that is directed towards some sort of goal or objective. So motivation is directed. It's aiming at something. It's aiming at an outcome. If it's not motivation. It's random. So generally speaking, motivational behavior is associated with some sort of need or want or desire. Desire to have more output. The need to have greater efficiency. A person is motivated if expectations are exceeded, or if they start to behave in a certain way and then can stimulate individual drive. So we like the idea as individuals of being motivated, but we have expectations, and if we can achieve our expectations, we may be even more motivated. If we have expectations that we can never achieve, we'll just be endlessly frustrated and annoyed. So it's a balance. The operative elements in motivation, well, in terms of work, we can identify intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic relates to the psychological rewards, for example, taking part in a challenging task. If the work is challenging and interesting, there is an internal reward. People feel happy, motivated. They're involved in something. It's a challenge. It's interesting. No mention of money here. No mention of anything else. Just they are interested in what they're doing. It includes responsibility, making the employee feel that their work is important and their full range of abilities are appreciated. So people want to go to work. They're appreciated. Their skills, their abilities are recognized. And that's intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation relates to tangible rewards, salary, increased pay, recognition, promotion, security. It's extrinsic. It can be seen, it can be written down, it can be looked at. Intrinsic, it's felt on the inside. It's what people experience from enjoying their work. Extrinsic is the, if you like, the outer manifestation of the appreciation, the higher salary or recognition, the promotion, the status, the power, the symbolism associated with the higher status. So that's extrinsic motivation. Let's look at one of the famous theories. This one is so utterly famous. It's Maslow. And this crops up all over the place in business and management theory. Abraham Maslow saw motivation as a hierarchy of needs, and not surprisingly, it's known as Maslow's hierarchy of needs. It's normally portrayed as a triangle. If I put the cursor onto the screen for a second, here we go. It starts down here with very low level needs. Need to survive, basic foodstuffs. We have a safety need. We want to be secure. Not just secure in our physical lives, but in our work lives as well. We want to belong to groups. That's a higher need. We want to be recognized and valued within groups. We want to be recognized as interesting people, special people. We have esteem. We need to be praised and looked up to and acknowledged as interesting people. And the final one is when you're self-actualized. I'm not too sure exactly what it means. The books have various definitions on this, but it means that you are contented, you're happy, you have achieved everything you want to achieve. You're happy. Running it over from the books, Maslow's theory, we start with psychological needs, includes bodily needs. We need food, we need sleep, we need water, sex, reproduction. We need all of these things because we're humans. This is what we do. So not much separating us out there from animals really, but we're a part of the animal kingdom in that sense, and this is what we do. Then we have safety needs, security, protection, physical, and we also want protection, safety from emotional harm. We don't want to be insulted or abused, or we want to feel protected. We have social needs, affection, friendship, acceptance. We want to belong to a group. And as I said earlier, we have esteem needs relating to the internal factors. We need to be recognized as good people, decent people, and rewarded. And self-actualization, the drive to become something, to be happy, to be content, and to be recognized as that sort of person. Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory crops up all the time, and it's something that anybody studying business and management will meet many times in their travels through the studies of various modules and various classes. But essentially that's what it bubbles down to. We'll see in other videos that these 5 needs may become 7 needs. Some people have extended it, and so on. So we'll come back to that later. Another theory is by Herzberg. I'm only picking out quite famous theories here. Herzberg's techniques of job enrichment, sometimes known as vertical loading, job enrichment, and represents one of the most popular work models which is used in organizations today. So this is not just theory, this is what applies within the working environment. Conditions which surround the job, for example, the quality of supervision, pay, company policies, physical working conditions, job security, are all known as Herzberg's hygiene factors. It's a slang term, but we refer to them as the hygiene factors: pay, company policy, physical working conditions, job security, hygiene factors. And it's getting motivation in a way that not just pay, but the hygiene factors also are right to enable workers to participate fully in the life of the organization and to make a good contribution. So the working environment must be nice and pleasant and secure and conducive to work. The physical conditions must be conducive to work. The company policies must give some sort of security to the workers and appreciate their efforts, recognise them. Their pay salary must be also broadly in line with other sectors or similar industries, or perhaps even a bit more, to reward the workers in a way that makes them feel valued. So getting the hygiene factors correct, getting the pay structure correct, according to Herzberg, this could lead to better motivation. McClelland's theory, written in his seminal book, The Achieving Society, this hypothesis is that achievement motivation is part responsible for economic growth, and therefore it's associated with entrepreneurs. So McClelland sees this as partly entrepreneurial. Unlike Maslow, McClelland took into account the individual social class backgrounds and classified individual needs under 3 categories. So we've moved from Maslow's 5 down to McClelland's 3. He groups them differently. And he said the first one is the need for achievement. This is the drive to be the best. The drive to prove yourself to be the best at doing whatever it is you're doing. So that's a big need for McClelland. Then there's the need for power. Need to make others behave in a way that helps to achieve the goal. The need for power is that it's recognition. People will look and say that person has worked their way up. They have now got power within the organisation by hard effort, by achievement. And affiliation. You've got to have close and interpersonal relationships with colleagues for recognition within the organisation. I suppose it's not worth having power unless it's recognised. So it's having recognition from colleagues. That's important. So there are 3 of them, which are abbreviated, as I've indicated on the slide: NARC, NPOW, and NAF. The need for achievement, the need for power, and the need for affiliation. Leaders motivating staff. Well, to ensure that individuals are motivated, appropriate leadership styles should be used with each person. Leaders need to remember a few points on motivation. First of all, motivation may vary from person to person. There isn't one overarching view of motivation that applies to everybody. Different people are motivated in different ways. So managers and company leaders need to recognize this and need to tailor their motivation, their motivational policies, to what is more likely to be received amongst the workers. The need becomes more important if it does not fulfill satisfaction. So the need must generate some satisfaction in the mind of the worker. The worker has got a need for, let's say, more pay, because more pay will give the worker more satisfaction. If there's a break in the link between satisfaction and need, then it's difficult to motivate, because it's difficult to know what the need is. And workers are complex. They may have more than one need at any one moment in time. Goals and objectives should be shared within the team. So clarity in motivation is also important. Teams of workers should be aware of what the strategy is and must somehow accept, it must fit with their expectations, must accept that this is a good policy, this is one that is worth working for. If they don't accept it, then the motivation will not follow. As I said, it is a complicated area. It's a massive area of study. I just wanted to get across a few simple points about motivation in this class. I haven't spoken in any detail about McClelland or Maslow or anyone else. This will happen in subsequent videos. But for the moment, I think this is where we've got to. There's a bibliography. You may find some of the references there online, some articles associated with them. And that's really all I want to do in this particular video. So, thank you for watching.